Hey everyone, Easy Amateur Radio here, and today I want to talk about one of the biggest competitors to Meshtastic. You've seen these radios before. I've been doing a lot of videos on them here recently. This is the VGC N75. They make several other different models. They make the VGC N76, which is a dual band HT. These are monoband UHF. And then they make two mobile radios, the N7500 and the N7600, 50-watt radios, dual band, but they are just regular ham radios, headless units, and they use the same interface. Now, what we're looking at today is a direct competitor to Meshtastic. And if you're not familiar with Meshtastic, this is a Meshtastic T-beam. This is kind of what a lot of Meshtastic guys and gals got started with. And it's just these small boards. Here's a Meshtastic device that I've built into a snooze can, and it has an antenna under this hot glue. Sorry, it's not pretty. But they also have a Bluetooth interface with a phone. And they're kind of, I guess, would be ham radio light, ham radio adjacent, something like that. So they're Bluetooth messaging devices that uses long-range radios in the 915 megahertz spectrum to deliver messages, data, commands, packets, anything like that. So we can click on this. You see the alert bell saying that there's another station out there. We'll say, hello, Mesh. Now this is the Meshtastic device. This is on Meshtastic's app. They have a pretty okay app. I like it. You see the little check mark in the cloud right there? That's saying it's been acknowledged. Now this radio probably picked it up, and so did my relay node and things like that outside. But nobody to message back because I'm out of devices. Between filming and using this iPad is too old for the Meshtastic app or the web client. So we're not really going to get to demonstrate that as well as I would like to. My longest Meshtastic contact was 2.6 miles, and that was with somebody who had it up on a drone. I think we could have got a little bit further, but I was mobile and couldn't really adjust my antenna and stuff. That's a pretty good stretch. Here locally, the terrain is pretty flat, and there's a lot of trees, so it only gets about like a quarter of a mile worth of range. Now, why is this a competitor with amateur radio, GMRS, and particularly these VGC radios? It's because it sends small packets and things like that. And over a Bluetooth app that also, these devices also carry GPS, so you can use them as a tracker. You can do several different things with them. You can join the channel. Here are relays that this one is heard, and then messages. So it's a direct competitor as far as the app setup and things like that. Not very far off, but these VGCs use an app on Android called HT, or if you're on iOS, it's BSHT. And you can do really similar stuff. You can see that it has a blue dot for you GPS. You can essentially change the channels. And you can send messages as well. So let's say we want to send a text message we're going to send it. This is not over Bluetooth, over the phone. The phone is just an interface for these radios. You can send it over to this radio. So we'll say, hello, N75. Let's make sure the volume's turned down where we don't blow your ears out. And there it is receiving. We'll go to the messages on the iOS device. Hello, N75. Right there. A little washed out. There you go. N75. This is a pretty good tool. I'm really a big fan. And there you can read the message on the device itself. I'm a really big fan of this interface. I think this is finally a plug-and-play amateur radio GMRS that isn't APRS, or you got to have terminals and everything else. These are $100 radios, and you can do that radio to radio over whatever frequency, sending the packets. Now, these little units are like $30 or $40. You can get some cheaper, you can get more expensive, however you want to go. I really like that, but there are other features on this that Meshtastic just doesn't have. If I want to use voice, we'll go back to that. If I want to use voice, I can just key the radio up. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Same thing if I want to use voice. With the Android app, I can do all kind of other things with it along with all this. So we can come over here. These are all the channels I can set. Let's change it to high power on the fly. And we got it on wide and everything, like wide FM. We like that. We'll go over here back down to messages. Do we want to send a picture? Yeah, why not? Let's send a picture. You know, we'll go ahead and send this stock image over, and it's going to send it. Now I'm going to cancel this so you don't have to hear it. So now, you see, you can send and do a lot more over these radios than you can with Meshtastic. I think this is very interesting. Now, there are definitely pros and cons to both. With the VGC radios, particularly this brand, Vero VGC, they have the best interface so far with it. The UV5 Pro, I think, the UV Pro is what they call it, is another radio. It's basically the same radio, just under a different brand. B-Tech has it. You can change the antennas out to where they're better, where you have better antennas. If you don't like that, you can put an amplifier behind it, and then you have more power on UHF 70 centimeters. You know, with a technician license or a GMRS license, you can do a lot with this as far as emergency preparedness, family safety, things like that, or just fun with friends. You know, you can do a lot with that, a lot more than you can Meshtastic. Just with the radios right out the box, nothing extra. Now, Meshtastic has some advantages being smaller, closer range. They're on an obscure frequency, so you're not going to get a lot of that. You might not have people interfering and things like that. Here is a node. That's how small it is. It slips right down in my pocket. You can carry it around without even really knowing it's there, about like your AirPod case or something like that. But I would be interested to see pros and cons that you guys think. So drop comments down in the comment section and let me know just what you think about these VGC radios or the Meshtastics. Let me know what you think the use cases are for both. Guys, this is Easy Amateur Radio. I hope I didn't make a bunch of people mad, especially if you like Meshtastic. But I like them both. I use them both. 73, guys. Easy Amateur Radio.